of our fight of the night in Justin, the bad man Tafa. But he lost a unanimous decision to Jared Vanderaa, man, the mountain man. Jared Vanderaa, he got his much needed first UFC win. He basically, even though he said, I don't need to prove shit to anybody, he proved to a lot of people that this dude is legit and that he is a heavyweight that doesn't really move like a heavyweight, AJ. Am I right or am I wrong? He moves a little more like if he was able to drop down to like light heavyweight, I think he could hang because of his agility and his mobility. Am I right or wrong in that assessment?
Oh, you're 100% right, Derek. And in the pre-show, I was talking about how Justin Tafa is one of the only heavyweights that lands punches and bunches and really just throws a flurry at you and then can hit you with a hard one to drop you. And I was fully corrected. And Jared Vanderaa is also one of those heavyweights that has that same speed and that agility that you don't really see. You expected a big man to be plodding around, throwing heavy shots, but man, Jared Vanderaa was crisp. He was on his toes. He was bouncing around in and out, landing really good shots. And even me, I was a Tafa fan. I was going for Tafa, and it was hard. It was agonizing to write down 10 nines for Vanderaa because he really did earn the fight, man. And this is another weird one with the judges where we had two of them scoring at 30-27s. I don't see any world where Vanderaa won the second round, but he did win the fight. I had a 29-28 going for Vanderaa. But this is a crazy one because I just don't see how that goes down. That's neither here nor there because Jared Vanderaa did win the fight and he earned it, man. It was a great war. And like I said, it was, even though Jared Vanderaa wore the worst of the war. Try to say that 10 times fast. But even though he wore the worst of it, he came out winning and he looked good. He looked crisp. He might have been bleeding like crazy, but it wasn't that devastating of a hit. It just looked really bad. What are your takeaways, Derek?
Well, one of my major takeaways off the bat is that Justin Tafa is game. This dude literally just needs a better matchup. UFC, please, just give him a little bit of a better matchup because this dude can hang, man. He's very, very game, and he gave Jared Vanderaa a hard night at the office, man. Like, Jared Vanderaa, this was not an easy fight by any stretch of the imagination. There was at one point when Tafa did land a big overhand right where I was like, ooh, this might be the beginning of the end for Vanderaa here. But that reach was just too much, man. And I said it from the jump, man. I always have to favor the dude who's 6 inches taller with a 6-inch reach advantage. Like, how do you not favor that dude unless the fighter he's fighting against is a grappler, right? That's really the main way for me in my assessment, because when I knew this fight was going to be a boxing match, a kickboxing match, basically, I knew, come on, man. You got very limited options. You know what I mean? You're literally taking your own weapons away. But AJ, let's talk about it really quickly, man, because this is another one of those judging discrepancies, right? And I just want to move through this really quickly. But Tafa was outlanded in every single one of the rounds, right? So 15-31 in the first round, 26-47 in the second round, and 33-43 in the third round. Give me your argument for why damage should do more, should count, maybe as equal or more than a lot of volume. Give me your take on that one.
Well, I think it's exactly that, Derek. Damage changes the outcome of the fight. So does pace, so does pressure. All that stuff definitely changes it. But when you're able to, and we saw it in the second round, you get clipped and you get hurt hard, and you have to start where the whole fight you were advancing. Now you have to get set on the back foot. You're bleeding heavy. You're leaking blood. It's just not a good look, and it changes the view. It changes what everybody sees, and perspective is everything, is it not? When you're out there, and sure, you might be landing more shots, but the guy is touching you and you're visibly like shuddering and getting hurt. It looks a lot worse and you're wearing a lot worse of it. So to me, I personally think damage should add a little bit extra, especially the second. Like, for instance, Clay Guida. Clay Guida is a perfect example of a dude. He's not necessarily he's gonna be in your face all day long, full pressure all day long, but he's gonna hurt you. And you get touched by Clay Guida, you're going down, and he's still very small guy. Same thing for these guys. And as much as the pace and pressure was there, if you land a big shot from a heavyweight and you go down, it's kind of like the whole aspect of being a heavyweight. That's what it is. So I definitely think damage, at least in my mind, weighs a little bit more. Sure. When one touch can put you out, it seems a little farcical to argue the fact that 10-1, 10 small punches equals one big punch. God, it's hard an argument. It's a hard argument.
Yeah, there's no consistent metric right there, man. It's really just the eye test at the end of the day. And Jared Vanderaa, he passed the eye test, man. I'll tell you that much. So he's 1-1 in the UFC now, and this was the one fight on the entire main card where we say there's no chance it goes to decision. But it did, and it was the fight of the night, man. And that's why I didn't think it could be a fight of the night, is because I said someone's going to sleep, and you can't have a fight of the night if someone goes to sleep. That's a performance bonus instead. At the end of the day, that's one of the many upsets on this card, because this main card featured 4 upsets, and overall 5 upsets on the card, man. So Big win for Jared Vanderaa. Very excited to see where he goes from here, man.